I think is why it would have aroused suspicion of the officers.
You usually use a combination lock to stop.
We're here today because our democracy...
Come on, officer. Come on, officer. Do your job. Come on. Officer. No, we're not having this. Come on, officer.
Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Assistant Commissioner, for coming here today. And like Marco, I think you did a great job on the day, so thank you for that, and a big thank you to your officers. But the more cynical amongst us, and I'm not cynical, by the way, the more cynical amongst us may think that you just turned up on this day because it was a special occasion, a big occasion, and did a really, really good job. What can you say to the public and to this committee to say that's not the case, that we take this very seriously, and we will do this on a more regular basis now in London, because, like Marco said earlier, we see these protests almost on a daily basis, and I think the public and some of us have lost a little bit of confidence, but we sort of regained that during the coronation. Thank you.
I think, as we touched on at the start, getting the balance right between qualified rights of protesters and the impact they have is difficult, particularly where they're using disruptive tactics. If I can reassure you, though, in terms of the Just Stop Oil activity that we've seen, in the pre-Christmas period, where we were dealing principally with conspiracies to block the motorway or people sitting down in the road, we made 754 arrests. Those are all now progressing through the criminal justice system, or most of them are. But that was an abstraction of 12,500 officer shifts, which still continues, and those are people abstracted from community policing. Since the Just Stop Oil action that started a few weeks ago, this is their 12 weeks of action, so far we've seen 56 slow marches. We've imposed Section 12 Public Order Act conditions on 40 of those, and that's led to 29 arrests, because in the main the use of conditioning has worked. But so far, because this is bigger and more disparate, that's already used over 9,300 officer shifts. So I think the community are right to be concerned in terms of the amount of time and effort that we're spending having to deal with disruptive protest, but also I think members of the committee should be reassured that we have a good operational plan, and as is evident from this morning's activity, we are dealing robustly where people are just effectively hell-bent on causing disruption to the overwhelming majority of others going about their lawful business.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. We're going to have some questions. So, Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Chair. My question is for Graham. Thank you for coming, Graham, today. Now, after your arrest and the time spent in the cells, my inbox sort of exploded a little bit, and people were saying that it was right that he was arrested. You described as a trouble causer, a public nuisance, and you're just there to ruin people's days out. That's their words, not mine. I've looked at your website, and it says that you embrace democracy. So I guess my question, I've only got one question for you, is if you embrace democracy so much, why don't you put your placards away and stand for election?